If you are over 60 and you are drinking plain water every day, and only plain water, I need you to stop and watch this right now. Not because water is bad for you, it isn't, but because after 60, something changes inside your body that means plain water alone is no longer enough. And most people, including many physicians, have never been told this. What I'm about to share with you has been studied at some of the most respected medical institutions in the world. It involves your blood, your circulation, your heart, your brain, your joints, your energy, and even your memory. And it all comes down to one simple thing you can add to your water, starting today, that changes everything. Stay with me, because by the time we reach the most important part of this video, you are going to understand your body in a way you never have before. In my decades working with patients in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, I have noticed a pattern that breaks my heart every single time. People do everything right. They walk. They watch what they eat. They take their medications faithfully. They drink their water. And yet, they feel exhausted by 2 in the afternoon. Their hands are cold even in warm rooms. Their legs ache when they climb stairs. Their thinking feels foggy after lunch. And they assume this is simply what getting older feels like. It is not. What is happening in nearly every one of these cases is something researchers now call vascular aging. And there is a growing body of evidence from Harvard Medical School, the National Institutes of Health, and the Cleveland Clinic showing that this process is not only preventable, it can actually be partially reversed. And one of the most powerful tools is something sitting in your kitchen right now. Your circulatory system is, at its core, a delivery network. Think of it as a vast highway system, 60,000 miles of blood vessels. When you are young, those highways are wide, flexible, and smooth. Blood flows freely. Every organ gets what it needs, right when it needs it. But after 60, and this begins as early as 45 in many people, several things happen simultaneously. The inner walls of your blood vessels, called the endothelium, begin to stiffen. The production of nitric oxide, the molecule your body uses to keep blood vessels relaxed, drops dramatically, and your blood itself begins to change, becoming slightly more viscous. The brain requires 20% of your entire blood supply. The moment circulation slows, even slightly, cognitive function begins to suffer. Energy drops. Joint pain intensifies because cartilage, which has no blood vessels of its own, depends entirely on nearby circulation to receive nutrients. And plain water? While it hydrates, it does almost nothing to address these underlying vascular changes. But something else does. The trick, and I want to be clear that this is backed by published research, is to drink what I call vascular water. It supports the health and flexibility of your blood vessels. It starts with something so simple: lemon water with a pinch of sea salt and a small addition of beet powder or pomegranate concentrate. Now I know what you might be thinking. That sounds like a fad. But let me walk you through precisely what each element does, biologically, mechanically, chemically. Me7. Your kidneys get the support they have been begging for. After 60, kidney function naturally declines by approximately 1% per year. When your kidneys are working under stress, and dehydration puts them under significant stress, your blood pressure tends to rise. Toxins that should be flushed begin to linger. A small pinch of high-quality sea salt provides trace electrolytes. These minerals act as the gatekeepers of your cells. They control how water actually enters and hydrates at the cellular level. A 2020 study published in the journal Nutrients found that electrolyte-enhanced hydration improved kidney filtration efficiency and reduced markers of oxidative stress in adults over 60. Margaret, a 71-year-old from Savannah, started adding a pinch of sea salt to her water. Within 2 weeks, her fatigue lifted, and her blood pressure dropped several points. 6. Your heart pumps more efficiently. Your heart is the most hardworking muscle in your body. Over a lifetime, it beats more than 2 billion times. After 60, a condition called arterial stiffness becomes increasingly common. The large arteries, the aorta, the carotid, the ones carrying blood away from your heart, become less elastic. This means your heart has to work harder with every single beat to push blood through. Lemon juice contains hesperidin and areocitrin, 2 flavonoids shown in studies to reduce arterial stiffness and lower systolic blood pressure. A landmark Japanese study followed women who consumed lemon daily and found significant reductions in arterial stiffness scores compared to control groups. Robert, a 68-year-old from Cleveland, began the vascular water protocol. 3 months later, his systolic pressure had dropped 11 points. His cardiologist was genuinely puzzled. 11 points. That is not a rounding error. That is a life-changing shift in cardiovascular risk, and we are only at number 6. I want you to think about a moment in the last year when you walked into a room and forgot why you went there, or when a name you have known for decades suddenly slipped away from you, or when you read the same paragraph 3 times and still could not retain it. If you are over 60, these moments may feel frightening. They feel like warning signs, and I want to reassure you, and I also want to be honest with you. Because mild cognitive changes with age are normal, but they are not inevitable at the level most people experience them. And circulation is a major reason why. Your brain depends on constant, uninterrupted blood flow to maintain what neuroscientists call cerebral perfusion, the delivery of oxygen and glucose to neural tissue. When perfusion drops even slightly, the hippocampus, the region responsible for memory formation, is one of the first areas affected. This is where pomegranate becomes extraordinary. Pomegranate concentrate is one of the richest dietary sources of polyphenols on the planet, compounds that directly stimulate the production of nitric oxide in the endothelial cells lining your blood vessels. Nitric oxide is not a nutrient, it is a signaling molecule. Think of it as a message your blood vessels receive that tells them, relax, open, let the blood flow. A study from the University of California, Los Angeles, found that adults who consumed pomegranate juice daily for 1 month showed measurable improvements in memory performance and increased blood flow to memory-related regions of the brain as measured by functional MRI. Not a supplement, not a drug, pomegranate. And when it is dissolved into your morning water alongside lemon and sea salt, the bioavailability, the amount your body can actually absorb and use, increases significantly. Helen, a 74-year-old retired accountant from Phoenix, Arizona, told me she had been quietly terrified for 2 years. I kept losing words mid-sentence, she said. After 3 months of vascular water, she reported that her word-finding difficulties had noticeably improved, and her afternoon mental clarity had largely lifted. Her story is not unique, and it gets better from here. Number 4. Your joints hurt less. This one surprises people. They do not expect circulation to be connected to joint pain. Your cartilage has no blood supply of its own. It receives all of its oxygen and nutrients through a process called diffusion from the synovial fluid surrounding it. When circulation is poor, cartilage becomes malnourished. It breaks down faster. Inflammation accumulates. And the pain you feel in your knees, that aching stiffness, is a circulation problem. Beet powder, one of the optional additions, contains extraordinarily high concentrations of dietary nitrates. These are converted by your body into, again, nitric oxide. But beets also contain betaine and betalains, anti-inflammatory compounds shown in clinical studies to reduce levels of C-reactive protein. A study found that adults with osteoarthritis who supplemented with beet extract showed statistically significant reductions in joint pain scores and improved mobility after 6 weeks. Thomas, a 66-year-old retired firefighter, told me he had accepted that his knees would hurt for the rest of his life. After 8 weeks of vascular water, his pain was 60% of what it was. I am not telling you beet powder is a cure for arthritis. I am telling you that what happens to your circulation has profound effects on your pain. And you deserve to know that. Number 3, your energy returns in a way that feels almost unfair. There is a bone-level fatigue that people over 60 describe, that slow dimming of energy. Inside every cell in your body are structures called mitochondria. They are responsible for producing ATP, the chemical currency of energy, and they require oxygen and nutrients. When circulation is compromised, mitochondrial function drops. The combination in vascular water works synergistically to increase oxygen delivery. This is genuine metabolic restoration. A clinical trial found that dietary nitrate supplementation reduced the oxygen cost of exercise in older adults, meaning their muscles worked more efficiently with less effort. Dorothy, a 69-year-old grandmother, had stopped gardening because she lacked the energy. 3 months after starting vascular water, she was back in her garden for 3 hours at a time. If this information feels genuinely useful, if you have ever felt dismissed by "that's just aging," then I want you to subscribe to this channel right now. We take you seriously. Number 2, your blood pressure moves in the right direction. Nearly 70% of Americans over 65 have high blood pressure. That is a cumulative effect of vascular aging. Lemon's hesperidin improves function. Pomegranate increases nitric oxide. Beets nitrates dilate vessels. Sea salt's magnesium supports the smooth muscle cells in arterial walls. A meta-analysis found that pomegranate juice was associated with a significant reduction in blood pressure. Beets reduced systolic pressure by an average of 4.4 millimeters of mercury. If you are already on blood pressure medication, do not stop taking it. Do talk to your doctor about adding these foods, and do pay attention to your numbers. Number 1, your risk of cognitive decline decreases. Vascular dementia is a circulation problem. Small blood vessels in the brain become blocked or damaged over time. A landmark study found that those with the highest dietary nitrate intake had a 40% lower incidence of cognitive decline compared to those with the lowest intake. 40%. A 2021 study found that daily pomegranate extract produced measurable improvements in verbal memory performance and increased cerebral blood flow. What you put in your glass matters. James, a 77-year-old retired engineer, started Vascular Water 14 months ago. At his last evaluation, his cognitive scores had not declined. In fact, they improved slightly. Unexpected, because we so rarely tell people that what they drink in the morning can protect what they think with at night. Here is exactly how to make it. Every morning, take 12 to 16 ounces of filtered water. Squeeze the juice of half a fresh lemon into it. Add a small pinch of sea salt, then add 1 to 2 teaspoons of 100% pomegranate concentrate. If you can access beet powder, add half a teaspoon. Stir gently. I want to leave you with something. It is not too late. Your body retains a remarkable capacity for adaptation and restoration at every age. The research makes this clear. Circulation can improve, and when it does, everything improves with it. Your energy, your clarity, your mobility, your independence, your joy. You are not simply aging. You are navigating biological processes that respond to what you choose to do. Start tomorrow morning, 1 glass, 1 simple change. Now I want to hear from you. Leave me a comment answering this question. What health concern worries you most as you get older? Tell me in the comments. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking your health seriously, and I will see you in the next one.